something to my hair? Thank you for noticing. Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. That's the page. I'm Juliet. I curled my hair. I tried for like 15 minutes. I curled some bits, but some bits are still straight as that. I had a wrap up for April. Can you believe that? Because I can't. I thought I would be able to read like 2 books in 1 month, and it surprised me that I finished 4 books. No blaming on school, no blaming on anything, just my laziness on reading. I have temporarily deactivated my Instagram and my Facebook because I hate people. I just don't want to interact with people. And it's actually doing a lot of good to me because I'm being more productive. I'm doing more videos. I get to edit more. I get to write, which I am so happy about because I haven't been able to write for such a long time. And I get to read. And I literally just deactivated my account last week. So if you want to deactivate your account, don't hesitate. It's temporary. You can like log it on anytime. Just make sure that you deactivated it, not deleted it. So coming back to my wrap up. So let's just get into it, okay? I got my wand in here. This was a DIY wand. I made it with barbecue sticks and glue gun. Then I painted it. It's so pretty, I know. So we're gonna do some magic. First book that I finished this month is The Wicked King by Hollow Black. That was totally magic. I did not just reverse that on my editing. I gave this book a 4 out of 5 stars because I was impressed. Last year I gave The Cruel Prince a 5, and that was because I was so hyped up about it and my emotions were so raw. And after thinking about it for a little while, I finally settled on 3 stars because yeah, it's good, but it's not that great, you know? But with this one, Jude's progress from being an ambitious Fae wannabe in the first book, it developed, and not in a good way. She became more ambitious because she's doing more things in the kingdom of the Fae, and it's just so mind-boggling how awesome she is. She's a problematic character, some would say, because she's ambitious, but for me it's like a representation of how a woman can be ambitious when everybody around her is treating her poorly because of who she is, and she's human around this Fae people. This is the second book in the trilogy. The third one hasn't come out yet. It would come out next year. So if you haven't tried The Cruel Prince yet, I actually do recommend you try it. Keep in mind, if you are going to enter this series, the people in this world are problematic because all of them are cruel, all of them are manipulative. That's the reason why I enjoyed it. It's not like other books I've read, and I do recommend you read it. I have my wand again because we have to have this in here. Boop. After Ever Happy by Anna Todd, the last book in the After series. It took me a while. It took me like 3 months. Every book is 700 pages long or more. And this one, it's the 4th book. It's the thinnest of them all. I already know how problematic it is. It's not a fictional relationship where you should emulate the characters because they're really toxic. It's repetitive. They fight all the time. But, you know, actually, it happens in the real world. I can see critics like hating this so much. I don't think it's good. So many corrections. Even in the published book, the actual published book, Simon & Schuster should have corrected those mistakes because like they didn't, which is stupid. Like, why would you publish a Wattpad fanfiction without like editing it? But you know, I got addicted to it. I'm not gonna lie, because it saved my life for 3 months. It's my emotional life. I've been in dark places for the past 3 months. That's why I didn't want to finish this series so fast because like I wanted it to be there when I'm down and I'll be able to read it at that moment when sadness overtakes my emotions. But you know, so this one I'm gonna give this critically, it's always a 1 or a 2. Like literally, it's just a 1 or a 2 if I'm going to judge this critically. But emotionally, of how many times I got angry and so many emotions because it's fast-paced, so it's very easy to get into. I'm gonna give it a 4, I guess. Next one that I read, Archenemies by Marissa Meyer. Marissa Meyer wrote the Lunar Chronicles. Marissa Meyer is my babe. She's one of my favorite authors. Every time I read a book of hers, I'm just like, Damn, son. That has a lot of research. She writes science fiction, dystopian and all that. She's believable when she describes things. These Archenemies is the second book in the Renegades trilogy. There's another book coming out. I enjoyed Renegades. I think I'm gonna give it a 3 as well, like the Cruel Prince. But with this one, like the Wicked King, I'm gonna give this a 4. It makes you think because you have the mind of an antagonist and a protagonist. He makes sense. She makes sense. And you don't know. It's telling you that it's not always black and white. There's always that middle ground. I saw a lot of quotes in here and like paragraphs where I'm just like, whoa, that's deep. It's about superheroes and the anarchists. Our protagonist is Nova and she's an anarchist and she's pretending to be one of the renegades. She's a spy and she's doing all these things and she's falling in love with a guy and she doesn't even know if she'll go through her plan or not. Where's Admire? I need more. I need more. Nova is half Filipino and she has blue eyes. I've accepted the blue eyes things because this is dystopian. So just accept it, Julian. There are also Filipinos who have blue eyes who are half white. It's just very rare. And there was a time when she's like, oh, my dad is Italian, so he likes pasta. My mom, she likes making pasta, but she's mostly good in making lumpia. It's just so weird when I see that because I'm Filipino. I'm just like, wow, they know lumpia. They know what lumpia is. Do you know lumpia Shanghai? No? No? It's almost like Chinese, but that's my favorite of all the lumpia. Except toge. I love that. I don't know. I'm talking about food. I've been like making like videos with a lot of food in them lately and it needs to stop. The last book and recent read of mine, I finished this yesterday, read it for one day. That is Verity by Colleen Hoover. There's a thing with Colleen Hoover books. For me, when I read her books, it's either a woo and then no. Maybe someday, November 9, Ugly Love, I read those and I didn't like them. But All Your Perfects, It Ends With Us, man, those books are just life-changing. I read Verity because one of my subscribers suggested that I read it, and I actually wanted to find the solid copy and didn't want it to be an ebook, but I wanted to read something fun, so I was like, let's try it on ebook. I was set to make that book balance my Colleen Hoover general thoughts. So I was like, maybe this would be on the life-changing ones. Maybe it would be good, you know? It's a thriller book, and the thing is, I haven't read thriller books because I am a coward. I am a coward. I cannot sleep alone and not think of a girl just standing in front of me looking at me while asleep. I can't. But I've watched You on Netflix and I actually really love that TV series. But I really loved how it was made and being in the mind of a psychopath. So this one, a fun thriller book because it's a Colleen Hoover and I love Colleen Hoover's writing because it's fast-paced most of the time and easy to get into. This is about Lowen. She is an author, but she's not that successful. She was hired to continue this series that was written by Verity. And when she was looking through the piles of outline that she has for her novel, she comes across this manuscript, an autobiography of Verity, and she finds creepy, weird things about Verity. And me already knowing that it's a thriller book, I already looked at all the possibilities that could happen because, you know, I can't help it because it's a thriller, so I'm gonna think of all the possible outcome of this. So I don't actually know how to rate this. Before I actually finished it, I was going to rate it a 2. I wasn't really impressed. Then I finished the last 10 pages and I was like, yeah, I don't know now. Because like there's 3 aspects that I want to talk about. The romance, the pacing, and the actual thriller. The romance, I don't approve of the romance. It's predictable. I'm gonna give that a 1. No. The thriller part, I'm gonna give it a 3. I think it was okay, but it wasn't mind-blowing. I enjoyed it even though I was like really scared the entire time. It was entertaining but not really thought-provoking. Pacing, this is where it went wrong for me. I already wanted to give it a 1 on the pacing, but then I read the end and I was like, like there was a part where it was 4 weeks only. If that 4 weeks would have been like 2 years, I would have accepted it more. Because guys, 6 months is not that long. It's not that long to recover. So I wasn't really impressed. I'm gonna try to rate it. It's a 2. So it definitely falls on the no for Colleen Hoover. are the books that I read. I'm actually happy that I finally got into reading something. I don't like making long outros, but I like making long intros. So I'm just gonna say goodbye now. Bye! I'll see you in the next video.